So Windows Server basics. It's nothing but like on the Windows Server we have some roles and features which are very important. And these are the some of the important roles and features in Windows Server operating system. Okay. Each and every service has a plenty of roles and features. We need to know the below roles and features which helps in resolving our day-to-day SCCM issues which may face in our organization. Okay. Here, each and every component has a different team. In company, like our SCCM, AD team will be a different team. Okay. Who manages a complete Active Directory? Is it clear? DNS also, it's a part of AD, but some within a team, they will manage DNS also. Is it clear? There is a separate team to manage Active Directory and DNS. GPO, which is future of server, which is also very important. Okay, DHCP also important. So someone knows what is DHCP?
Dynamic host configuration protocol.
So what is the use of it?
Automatic IP assign.
Automatic IP configuration. Good. So DHCP, it's like we use like everyone is using internet in their homes, right? Yes or no?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
So you're getting an IP address automatically when you're connecting your Wi-Fi network, right? It's getting an IP address automatically because of this service, which is hosted on on the particular router. Okay, that's why you're able to get automatic IP. Then these are the WSS and WDS, which are important to SCCM. These are only two main important to SCCM. These other concepts are related to server operating system. But these two mainly will help in our SCCM components. But these indirectly will help if some issues with the machine and all. You need to know at least the basics of these four and some more knowledge on these two components. Is it clear what I'm saying to you?
Yeah, Anna.
Yeah. So what is Active Directory? So Active Directory is nothing but okay. Active Directory is a centralized data structure. Who is not speaking, they keep in mute. Okay. So Active Directory is a centralized database structure which contains infrastructure like users, groups, objects, organizational unit. Am I clear? Active Directory is nothing but it's a centralized database where it stores all the users, computers, and groups. So if you talk about AD, for example, in general, it has like two models of like domain model, peer-to-peer model. Okay. For example, you have your laptop with you. Okay. You have a laptop and you created a name called user one, user two, and your friend has a laptop. Whether he able to log in with user one with this laptop, they connected to some Wi-Fi within the same network. You mean to say router or a LAN connected. Whether he able to connect this laptop using login using user one or two with this? Yes or no?
No.
How many knows? How many yes? You need to speak out. I'm saying I'm asking only two opinions, right? You need to speak out. Either you need to say yes or no.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, multiple yes. What about others?
No.
Who is saying no? Who is saying yes? So still it is in work group model. Like you are independent, like which is called as this model is called as work group. So user one can log into this laptop or not? Yes or no?
No.
Only one no. All are yes. Okay. What about others?
No, sir.
Okay. So we cannot log in because it's a work group model. You have you tried with your user account, your friend's laptop, you able to log in with your user? Yes or no? The same situation here.
No. No.
No, because that is independent to it. It's not connected to any server. Okay. This laptop is independent. He is only the admin. If he has a different user, he is only admin. He cannot log into the same. But if they are in one Wi-Fi zone within one network, they can share data with each other. Okay. They cannot log in, but they can copy paste the data within each other if they know the username and password. If they know the username password, if there is a data called like here some 1 GB MS Office software is there of 1 GB. If they want to copy, if you know the user one password, then you can copy paste into your local laptop. Then when you connected to same Wi-Fi or same network, only you can copy it. Is it clear? Is it clear? You cannot log in directly, but you
No.
can copy paste the data within each other. But if you are in same IP and all, you can using an IP address, you can, but that to share has to be enabled. That is a different process. But you cannot log in. Is it clear? Then what is Active Directory? Okay. So you need to have one server operating system. Okay. Then there is a server called Active Directory, which is called a domain controller. We will call domain controller. It's nothing but it is installing the AD role plus DNS role on the server, which is called a domain controller. Am I clear? When you install a domain controller, when you install a domain controller role something, it will get automatically AD and DNS. That server is called domain controller. Here what we'll do, we'll go to like dsa.msc, which is nothing but a go to run and type dsa.msc. Here we are going to create users under our domain. You can create any domain name. While installing, you will ask whether you want which domain you want. Local is a my domain name. What is this? So each and every company has their own domain like wipro.com, tcs.com. Why we are creating local means we are not purchasing it. If you purchased your domain, you can create praveen.com or ABC, your name. You can purchase your own domain for 300 rupees or 400 rupees by going to the GoDaddy website. If you want to purchase a website, you can start purchasing the website from 300 to 500 rupees. Even sometimes we'll get like 99 rupees also, we'll get a website. Am I clear? Once
Yeah.
you purchase it, the domain, you can create your own domain. If not, you need to use .local. Why are you, if I'm not using .local, what happens? If you're not connected to internet, that's fine. If you connected to internet, it will get conflict to the other domains in the internet. Sometimes some authentication may fail. If you create .local, it does not have any issues. This is the domain name. That's what, no, you're creating. We are logging using domain name / your username. Am I right or wrong? Into the servers. In this domain, we are creating users, groups, computers we cannot create, but these are the objects also present. Computers. OUs means organization unit. The folder structure which we call rightly create OU is nothing but OU is nothing but one folder. Is it clear? And many more we can create. Once you created a user in the server called Ramesh or any name 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have a server called SCCM server here. If it's publicly available with public IP address, with this particular user, I can log into this machine. Before, if it has to be part of what? Before this server must be part of my existing domain controller domain. So if the server is added to here, whatever the users which are created here, they can log in with that password. This is called concept of Active Directory. Is it clear? Most of them are able to log into the servers. Why? Because there is a domain controller and the server is member of this domain. The domain name would be Praveen.local is my domain. So our users are created under this particular folder. So that's why you are able to try to log into the servers remotely. Clear? And able to connect to the SCCM. You understand what is the domain? Domain is nothing but a Praveen.local is domain. Under that you can create a OU is nothing but a folder and a group users, which are very important for us. These three important. Is it clear about what is Active Directory? What is the use of Active Directory? Why we need to use Active Directory?
Yeah.
Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Anna.
Yes.
Without Active Directory, there is no company. Okay, any company, if they want to start something, first of all they need to have the first server as Active Directory. Is it clear? Then if you want SCCM, you can SCCM or Exchange. Okay, any server in Windows, they has to start with the first server as Active Directory. Clear? Then they can have multiple servers join into it. Okay. Then they have multiple servers. Then they can log into it. If you do not create usernames, if you have 100 servers, creating 100 individual users, is it very easy or tough? I'm saying not on the Activate server. If you have like 100 servers, individual servers, not joined to a domain, individually creating 100 different users in each
It's
and
a
every
tough.
server. It's a tough or easy?
Difficult, sir.
Difficult.
Tough.
So
It's
you're
difficult.
centralizedly you can create a users, and if some user forget the password, you can reset from here. Okay. Centralized administration, centralized security and control will be part of one server. So that is nothing but, so generally it called AAA, server, authorization accountability. Okay. So this is part of complete Active Directory. Let's go to the other DNS, which is also very important. It's nothing but like a domain naming server or system. What is DNS? Domain naming server or system. It's nothing but it resolves the IP address from name to name to IP to name. Is that clear? DNS is nothing but it's a domain naming server or system. It resolves the IP address from name to server, server to IP. So name to IP to name. Resolution is nothing but pinging. If you ping with name, it will reply. If you ping with IP, it will reply. For example, if you want, you can open your command prompt and ping google.com. You're getting reply? Yes or not?
Yes.
That is DNS.
Yeah.
They configure DNS. That's why when you ping with Google, they're getting reply with IP, at least reply. When you ping with IP address, it's getting a reply
Yes.
Yeah.
minus A. Okay, that's fine. They're not, but at least you're getting a reply, right? So okay, fine. So you're getting a reply means they configure the DNS on the particular server. So that's why name to IP resolution is working. Am I clear? That is called DNS because we will have multiple servers. Without tracking the somewhere we need to give that host name and IP address, right? Without that, it how it will able to ping between each other? Yes or no? So this is a mediator server which
Okay.
will communicate with. It will save the information of your host name and IP address, so that can resolve each other. Clear?
Yeah. How do we configure forward and reverse lookup zone in servers?
So that we need to configure it. Go to the DNS management on the server. Okay, you can go to start and go for the DNS management. There you will see forward lookup zone and reverse lookup zone, which I already explained in our basic classes. Installing the SCCM roles, you can find there. Once you log into the Active Directory server, there you will find. So I'm in SCCM server, not in the. So let me log into the AD. So in the AD server only you will able to find the DNS. Okay. So let me move to the right so I can see the open start menu. There you can search for the DNS. So DNS. So here you will able to find the forward lookup zone and reverse lookup zone. See our AD IP address and SCCM IP address are stored here. And if you expand reverse lookup zone, you will see this here, but it's not configured. So if you want to configure, it's already configured, but it's not retrieving it. Okay. But the main thing is forward lookup zone. CAD2 IP address will be configured. If some issues are there, they will they will try to delete the particular record. If some mismatch of IP address and all, need to contact the DNS team. Okay, that's we can see it later. Clear? What is DNS? What is the use of it? It's very important. For us, it's we have a different team in a company. If any issues, you need to send an email to them. We got like a ticket to work on. Is it clear?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And group policy.
Yeah.
Also very important. In companies, no, it's like group policy will be not managed by SCCM team, but most of the organization. But in some companies, means at least 10 to 30% of companies will ask to work on group policy also. But in general, AD team will take care of the group policies. But what happens, no? In some companies, they will ask to work 30% of companies. You need to know knowledge on group policy and you need to work on, because AD team will do not have an access to the end user machine. They don't know how to the impact. If they do something, there is lot of issues will come. In that way, they will try to give this most responsibility to the who is working on the end user computing. So some companies SCCM team will also manage, but you need to know at least the basics. What you need to sell. We have a different team in our organizations. AD team is managing GPO, but I know the basics of GPO. Am I clear what I'm saying to you? Is it clear?
Yes.
Yeah, clear.
So group policy is nothing but a group policy is an infrastructure that allows you to implement a specific configurations for users and computers. Group policy settings are contained in group policy objects, which are linked to following Active Directory sites, domains, or OUs. So group policy can be applied in this way. Somebody asked, but if you are putting for Active Directory, they will ask you what is the order preference of applying group policy. It is LSDOU, means local policy, site policy, domain policy, and OU. That is the last is OU. Is nothing but if I log into my server, if you go to the start and search for the, I am in the SCCM server. Let me open the AD server. Start. You search for the group policy here in search menu. You will get group policy management console. This is a one more console, which is very important. If you do some mistakes, company will affect. Nothing will work. Is that clear? You need to be very clear. If you do some wrong deployment in SCCM also, that's fine. Means that will not impact much. Okay. But if you do some changes without some modification, without knowing, that complete company will affect and they will face a lot of issues. But it's very easy, but you need to do in an ordered way. Is it clear? You cannot search in Google and do it whatever you like. It has the prior experience to do. Any product you can do something like doing R&D, but here when you're doing, you need to think twice or thrice before editing and modifying it anything. Is it clear? So better if say somebody asks, you know GPO, I know GPO, which is basics where we have a different team to managing a GPO. Clear?
Yeah. Okay.
So I already explained in our SCCM installation, created a GPO and pushing it. Okay, so better if you complete, you will get a knowledge, or we will see the practicals when we are going to the. So in this way, we have created a group policy objects. Like this is one of the policy. Okay, the policies will look like this. All policies will have. If you have any policies related to server, you will get this policy. If you want to edit, right click edit, and you can see the policy will be applying to the either computers or users. You will see a lot of policies here. Windows settings and all everything. Okay, which is very important. You can play with it. What you can do with the group policy means, if you want to block, if you want to block opening the PowerShell or command prompt, you cannot open the command prompt. You can block it from the group policy. They cannot change the time. You cannot you can block it. They cannot open the C drive. If you open the D drive, it has to show some error. You need to block opening the C drive and D drive. You can block it. Each and everything, whatever you see, you can block, unblock, you can block USB drives, hundreds of things, thousands of things can be managed using the group policy remotely. If you want to block something on 100 users, 1000 users remotely, that you can do something, you can do it. You need to create one folder under the C drive with one name, 1,000 servers or 1,000 machines. You can create folders, network shares. You want to copy a data from one machine, you need to install one software. You can install from group policy. Many things can be done using a group policy. See here, you can create a folder, you can create a registry key, you can create a shortcut on the desktop on every machine. You can create a files, environment variables. This is one option. Under control panel settings, you want to create one local user. You can need to change some power options, devices. You need to start some services, stop some services. You need to create a task schedulers. Many things can be done. Whatever you do locally, you can do from GPO remotely without connecting to the end user machine. It's very neat and good, but managing is you need to practice, practice, practice. You can create whatever you're doing manually that can be done using a GPO. Simple. Is it clear? And you have administrative templates, control panel settings. Okay. Is it clear what I'm saying to you? Hello.
Yeah.
This is very, very important group policy. We'll see some examples later this today. Okay. What is the important of it? This is group policy. Whatever you, it's like a settings. There has like plenty of settings are there. If you see the settings over here, you will get like number of settings. All settings are there. It's almost more settings will be there. Where somewhere we will see the count. Okay, somewhere the count will be. That's fine. So with this, we can do whatever you want. If you want to change the desktop wallpaper, you can do it. If you want to change the resolution, we can do it. Anything can be done. Whatever you do manually, that can be done using a GPU. That much critical and important also. Okay, if you want to change the default password, if you want to set some securities, do not open these restrictions, lot of things can be done. So active directory also very important. There is a different team in an organization. Even the package will goes to, yeah, even AD team will get like at least even 20 lakhs package easily if there has L3 L4 and all. Okay, only AD. Only AD team also, it's like SCCM tool which gives you, if they manage is like this AD DNS somewhat GPO, they will give like 20-30 lakhs, even 40 lakhs even to manage only the AD servers, because AD is very crucial in the companies. Clear? DHCP has a different team. Okay, this is about GPO. If I want to go to DHCP, DHCP is nothing but a dynamic host configuration protocol. Okay, it assigns an IP address automatically. If you have 100 machines, if you want to allocate IP address manually, is it very easy or tough? 10 machines, is it easy or difficult to assign an IP address manually?
Difficult.
If you have 1,000 machines, 1,000 servers, or 10,000 machines, is it easy? That's very tough.
Yeah, it's very tough.
So managing 10,000 machines or 1 lakh machines in an organization is very tough. So they will configure the DHCP server. So what happens? It will allocate the IP address automatically. The port numbers also very important. These port numbers 67, 68. Okay. And AD port numbers also important. Okay. These are the port numbers for AD. And this is the port number for DNS 53. Okay. So in interviews, they will ask for OSD. They will ask, what is the DORA process? A DORA is nothing but a DHCP follows like DORA process. Discover, offer, request, acknowledgement. Means before assigning an IP address to the machine, these 4 things will follow. Is it clear what I'm saying to you? Whenever the client is requesting, it will discover for server as a broadcast. Then server will offer as unicast to the client. Then again the client will request as a broadcast. Okay, I received my IP address. Then server will get acknowledged. Okay, I register the things in my DHCP server. This is the called client to server process, which is called as DORA, discover, offer, request, acknowledgement. In this way, whenever you request a new IP, this process will follow in the backend. Is it clear? Is it clear? This is the DHCP backend process which involves while assigning an IP address from client to server. Any doubts so far? Okay. Let's move to WSS. WSS and WDS, which will advancedly will do in at the time of SCCM installation. Okay. The basic definition is Windows Server Update Service. Okay, which is used to patch the machines in an organization. We will do patching, right? While doing patching, it has to download some patches from Microsoft. This component will go to Microsoft and get the patches locally on our local server. So our machines will download the patches using a WSS server. Is it clear? Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Using this, we can do patching. WDS is also one of the role is called Windows Deployment Service, which is used to install operating system on the bare metal computer over a network. Means bare metal is nothing but a computer without a operating system. Is it clear? A bare metal is nothing but a computer without operating system, where or with operating system also fine, but we cannot call it as bare metal. A computer without operating system where we can call as bare metal, that we can install over a network. Means you connected to a LAN cable and deploying an OS from a different server without a CD or a hard disk or pen drive. You are installing an OS from a network with silent installation. Then that is called a, we can install using a WDS service. Is it clear? Is it clear what I'm saying to you? So if I am going to the server, go to start menu, search for the server manager, open server manager. If you open server manager, you will see roles and futures. Am I right or wrong? If you click on the add roles and futures and click next and click next, click next. This is my SCCM server, right? I am in SCCM server. So here I install web server, which is nothing but IAS. So we missed IAS also. That is also one of the important service. Okay. Then if you see DNS is not installed, DHCP is not installed, Active Directory is not installed. If I go to my AD server, if I open my server manager shortcut beside a start menu, if you can directly open, add. I am in now AD server. If I open my AD server roles, I can find Active Directory domain service is installed, DNS is installed. These are the two services which are important for Active Directory. Other things are not mandatory for you can install whenever you want, but in production they will install in different servers. Is it clear what I'm saying to you? Yeah. And IAS also very important, which is Internet Information Service. Is it clear? IAS is also very important role. Okay. So it is nothing but a, if without IAS, it's very difficult in any product to communicate from the client to server. It will communicate using a IAS model, means nothing but a website. With a website, it will try to communicate from the client to server and server to client, vice versa. Is it clear? IAS also one of the role which is very important. where we will use it in SCCM. So these are the roles and features where you will find here. If you want to install roles and features, where you will see it. If you already completed the basic videos of SCCM installation, you will know what all which we are talking about. At least some of the basics where we'll discuss in the particular area. Is it clear about these basic concepts?